If you were on Twitter the day Yuta took over Gojo's body, you would have noticed two groups of people, the anti-Gojo camp and the pro-Gojo comeback crew. The anti-Gojo group thinks that Gojo's return can only happen during the culling games. If he doesn't return then, they believe he never will. While it's fine to hold that belief, it's kind of interesting that these people have no evidence to support the idea that Gojo will never come back. Yuta taking over Gojo's body doesn't signify the end for Gojo. Just because he didn't return during the culling games doesn't mean he won't return at all. People tend to forget that this story is about Yuji. Yes, Gojo is a great character, but saying you'll stop reading JJK if he doesn't come back is extreme. One important thing to note is that abandoning JJK during the culling games would be a mistake because the Tengen merger will be insanely good and you seriously do not want to miss out on the main dish. There are many reasons why Gege might not bring Gojo back during the culling games, and we will explain those later. For now, this is the belief held by the anti-Gojo camp, that Gojo's comeback is forever cancelled and he will never be seen again. On the flip side, the pro-Gojo camp thinks Gojo's comeback will happen after the culling games, and they've got a solid point with evidence to back it up. One big hint is the one-eyed six eyes motif that Gege loves to sneak into his panels. We've all seen the one-eyed ghost Gojo, and that wasn't just for looks. It was placed there to hint at something major. It's wild how Yuta's Gojo has two eyes, but the ghost only has one, with the other eye missing. If you look closely, you'll catch this detail. While Yuta Gojo's eyes seem perfectly fine, it's pretty clear that Gege was doing some of his infamous foreshadowing with the ghost Gojo, dropping major hints that Gojo will be back. Gege has no intention of bringing Gojo back during the culling games because that would spell the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. Having Gojo come back during the culling games would be the worst direction for the story because we'd miss out on the Tengen arc, which is set to be the craziest arc in the series. Gojo's return will certainly happen after the Tengen merger for several reasons. One major reason is the six eyes. The manga explains that the six eyes and Tengen are connected by fate. If one exists, the other must too. This is why six eyes users are born when one dies, similar to the Star Plasma vessel. The six eyes were created to protect Tengen and aid in the Tengen and Star Plasma merger. However, since Sukuna plans to merge humanity with Tengen and intends to kill Tengen, we can assume Tengen will die by the series' end. Tengen's death means the six eyes will no longer be needed, which is why Gege has been foreshadowing this. Gojo won't need his six eyes anymore since Tengen will be gone. This is why Gojo had to be taken out, because Tengen will also be eliminated. Unlike Tengen, Gojo will come back, but without the six eyes, as they're no longer necessary in the Jujutsu world. The six eyes were made for Tengen's protection and the merger. Gojo will sacrifice his six eyes, making it unlikely that he will return through reverse curse technique or the Kenjaku body takeover theories people are talking about. That's what the pro-Gojos believe, that Gojo's return will happen after the Tengen merger. Once Tengen is dead, the world will be reborn, and Gojo won't need his six eyes anymore. This explains why he was killed off, so he can come back without them. Gojo's death was a prerequisite for the merger to happen, which is why Gege has no intention of keeping him alive during the culling games or before the Tengen arc. It would ruin the merger. Also, if Gojo were around, Tengen would be safe. Sukuna wouldn't be able to access Tengen. For Sukuna to complete the merger, Gojo has to be out of the picture, including everyone else. Not only will Gojo come back, but we can also expect Yuta and others to return, likely sacrificing something big. Yuta is still alive now, but he's likely to die because he's needed out of the story for the Tengen merger to happen. Kenjaku said the merger could only happen if everyone in the culling games is dead. So we have to expect everyone in the game to die, including Yuta and Gojo's body. It's sad news, but also good, because Yuta has three options. The first two options involve him dying, and the last involves him staying in Gojo's body. The last one happening would be bad news, because it means Gojo won't be back, and the Tengen merger won't happen. So Yuta will be out of the picture, and we can expect him to die in the next few weeks. We can also expect Gojo to no longer be the lonely, strong guy. This time he'll have company, with everyone else making sacrifices. In order for the new world to happen, everyone else has to be reborn in some way, and that can be by sacrificing their CT or something important to them. That may be why Gege is planning to kill everyone off, and this is because he wants them to also go through the North or South trial, just like Gojo and Nanami. Gege seems to be in the pro-Gojo group, and if you read the manga, you will realize the amount of hints Gege put in there to foreshadow Gojo's comeback. The guy has been foreshadowing since day one. You probably have seen some of them: the Lotus Flower, One-Eyed Ghost, the Kenjaku panel where it states Gojo will go back to the new world, and more. We will still treat them as theories until we get full confirmation, but for now, we can easily say that the pro-Gojo group win the debate. Another thing to point out is that some people like to post negative tweets about Gege, the culling games, or random JJK characters such as Yuta, and hate the fact that Yuta took over Gojo's body. The thing is, Yuta is doing the best he can to save the world, not to steal Gojo's techniques. Gojo's body was his last and final resort, and without Gojo's body, we could say that Sukuna would have devoured Yuji then and there. We all have seen how Sukuna was a few seconds away from killing Yuji using his domain expansion, but thanks to Yuta, Yuji's life has been extended. The best we can do is support Yuta during his last moments of his life before he is wiped out from the scene. Instead of hating on random characters, respect them or simply focus on your favorite. It's really that simple. To summarize, Gege is not going crazy, he knows what he is doing. So the least we can do is support him and have faith that everything will unfold in the best way possible. Series will unfold in a great way. Right now, it might seem like Gege doesn't know what he's doing, but he absolutely does. Enjoy the series and watch how things unfold.